Conversations with a Pit Bull. My name's Brett Hunt, two-time LA Comedy Award winner, and we're about ready to hit Bollywood Boulevard, check it out, talk to some folks about pit bulls, dog breeds, and see what all the dog owners here in Hollywood have to say about that. And we're here with
David.
David. Where are you from, David?
Israel.
You live here in Hollywood?
Yes, I do.
Minnesota. St. Louis. France.
France.
Colorado Springs, actually. I own a pit bull. He's a year old, and he's wonderful. I love him.
Gil, you're on Conversations with a Pit Bull. This is a cool live television show. It's really fun. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Fresno, they have the?
Fresno Pit Bull Rescue?
Yes, there you go. Go by and see them and say hey. What do you think of shock collars?
No.
Are you guys familiar with BSL? That's called breed-specific legislation. Basically what is going on is a piece of legislation that's targeting specific breeds of animals. Specifically, at this point, they're targeting pit bulls. What do you think of that?
It's the owners that are the issue, not the pit bulls.
Hello, 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 world. We are back. Hey, is Danny up, Chris? Danny, who are we? Okay, the camera's just on me. Hey guys, look, this is the new season. It's 2014. It's me, Foster Quarter, Conversations with the Pit Bull Show. We're back. We have a new engineer over here, Chris. Chris is nodding his head. You'll see him later at some point when we either throw something at him or something falls over, you know. Danny is here with me. Hey, can we see Danny on screen, Chris? All right. So, you know, us, left and right hand, we're going to be here. We have Robert on camera. All right. Our in-studio guest today is Robert Cabral. Robert.
Good to be here.
And Rob,
from Bound Angels.
That's right, from Bound Angels. Look at this. You guys don't know this, all right? Bound Angels. You see this band? I've been wearing this since like about 5-6 months or something like that. Since October. Since I've
see this shirt. I've been wearing this for 5 months too.
That's right.
So you don't want to get too close.
That's right. That's why we have separate cameras.
I'm a real funky dude. You know what I'm saying?
But I met Robert at an event that they were putting on, and I was so impressed, and I've been wanting to have him on the show ever since. Awesome. So finally today, you know, well, actually, he went to a restaurant, and I stole his car keys from valet last night and said, left the address. He had to show up here to get them. So anyway, it's going to be a great show. Now, this first show, there are kind of like no rules. This is the first show back. We are back. I want to catch up with the whole team, with the family, with Fred Cray and Paula Archer, and we want to have Rita on, Rita Johnson. I'm trying to get Rita to Skype towards the end of the show because Rita's never been on face-wise on the show. So we want to fix that. And but hey, first, congratulations to the big dog. He's a married man now. So all the guests that we have in here, when we had them, well, some of the bitches, you know, but they're dogs, you know. But all those women that come in, you know, he could no touch, no look. Hey.
No, we had a interesting. I mean, it's part of the reason why we need to take a little hiatus. You know, like your daughter got married. Yeah. I got married. I was in a hospital. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of just a accumulation of the perfect storm of stuff. We were just like, let's put it on pause, let's retool, and let's go shake some hands with some people that are out there on the front lines doing some good work. And you know, we got to connect with Robert and said, hey man, when we come back, we're going to come in strong. So,
that's right.
You know,
yes, 2014 is going to be a great year. You know, we wound 13 out. That was our first year, and we were glad to do it. And but this year we got some new stuff coming that I'm not going to tell too much about. But one of the things that I want to do is try to take on the dog bite issue a little bit, you know, and I'm going to talk to Robert about that later, and you know, some of his information, and maybe we can get active out into the community a little bit sometime and just try to affect the whole dog bite situation.
There's so many issues that are out there that are relevant. I mean, just you know, just on the way over here, you know, like they got the Olympics going on and stuff like that, and I'm just looking around like current events or whatever, and I was looking at this story. They're like, Russia like hired some company to like exterminate like all their as many stray dogs as they could to make way for the participants and the visitors for the Olympics. And like the dude was on there talking about, like the guy who owns the company that they got to exterminate all these dogs or whatever was talking about how dogs are biological trash, and they're just like, I mean, it was just so ridiculous or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like we're already, our perception of other places, other countries, other states, and stuff like that is so reduced, and we walk through life with blinders on. But I was just like, man, this stuff it exists. These problems exist on a global scale, and if little things like this show or the dents that organizations like Bound Angels are doing can make even a dent in even some of these issues, I think we're doing our part.
Yeah,
so.
Fred was talking about that to me
crazy,
yesterday,
man.
so he's going to give us more when he comes in with the pit bull legal bulletin.
There's a bunch of cool stuff. I mean, I also saw these Taliban dudes like found, or they got a hold of one of these special forces dogs. You know how we were talking about like Sergeant Stubby and these military dogs?
Right.
Like they captured this special forces dog, and they're making like ransom videos with these
really?
dogs, because over
The
there,
Taliban?
over there, it's like dogs are considered filthy and like an abomination or whatever. But they're the same way they used to make like the Bin Laden videos and all that. They're doing it with this dog.
With
I'm just
this
like,
dog.
I don't know. Maybe Fred will enlighten us, or maybe Robert can enlighten us on some of this stuff. But anyway, I mean, that's enough about the serious stuff. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk with our in-studio guest, Robert.
Wait a minute.
From Bound Angels,
make sure,
and see.
Can you see this?
See what they're up to.
We didn't say anything about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning, the middle, and the end. This is why we're here, and we're going to be doing so much more this year. We want to get people from the Pitbull Energy Drink Company to come in the studio this year and meet you guys.
Yep.
But they're helping support the new venture that we're going to talk about that's going to change the world, too.
So let's go play some bills real quick with a commercial, and we'll be right back with Robert from Bound Angels, and we'll get it started. You're watching Conversation with a Pitbull Live.
You're watching Conversations with a Pitbull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pitbull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste. CWAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day.
The best dog to reportedly attract a date is a golden retriever. The worst is a pit bull. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support your community than any others.
All right, we're back. You guys are watching Conversation with a Pitbull Live. I want to say what's up to everybody that joins us from all around the world. We've got viewers in Germany and Australia, the United Kingdom, Africa. We've got people down the street in like Santa Monica, and much love to our families out in Detroit and Missouri. All you guys, we thank you guys so much for supporting us and supporting the show. I think that every little bit helps. Your viewership, your people in there in the chat room, getting it in. All these things are designed to try to use media to shed some light on some of these issues and help the animals, help the dogs, help the people that love the dogs and whatnot. And in that spirit, joining us today in our studio, we have our friend Robert from Bound Angels. How you doing, Robert?
Doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself and about Bound Angels. What is it that got you into the work that you do, and what is it that your guys' mission is?
Well, the thing that got me into it is just the love for my dog, the dog that I had at the time, a Shar-Pei named Silly, who's in the promotion picture that you guys put out. And I'd go to the shelter and just donate some food, and I'd hang out and do whatever, and I never had the courage to go through that back door. And the first time I did, I was hooked. I said, man, dogs living in cages, how messed up is that? And from that day on, I just started thinking, what could I do? And at the time I was a photographer. I took pictures. I brought the concept of having really high quality pictures to rescue. Then we started doing videos. And then through the advice of a veterinarian and another friend of mine, they said, you're really good with the behavior side of it. Why don't you use that angle? And that's saved so many more lives, because I took 2 books that I wrote, Selling Used Dogs and Desperate Dogs Determined Measures, took those books and sort of given those away to shelter behaviorists, shelter staff, shelter volunteers, and training people how to evaluate a dog to understand it, because all the behavior assessments that are out there are really designed to fail a dog or to show how a dog can fail. And that was the number one thing that I wanted to fight against. So we talk about breed-specific legislation, which is it's not breed-specific legislation, it's pit bull-specific legislation, and that's the problem with it. So, we need to call a spade on this stuff, and if we're going to give a dog a test that's designed to make the dog fail, then we don't even need to test that dog. So the assessment that I came up with and developed is called BARC, Behavior Assessment and Reactivity Checklist. There's no word of a test in it whatsoever. It's an observation of the dog at that given point in time. And if the dog shows some aggressive behaviors, we don't condemn the dog as being bad. We understand the behavior and we see what we can do with it and what we need to do with it to better understand that dog. And that was my main mission, is to get people. There's two scopes to Bound Angel's mission. One is to get people who have their dogs to keep them, to be responsible, to train them, to understand them, to love them, to care for them, and to see that there are tools out there that will help with food, veterinary, and everything else that's necessary. And secondly, and where the primary scope of the mission is working with shelters to help them save more lives.
That's one of the things that I found really interesting about, just reading up about what you guys do, is that it seems like such a mountain of a problem, and we get to shake hands a lot with rescue groups, with animal shelters, with individual dog owners, with people that are that represent various aspects of the animal community. But there's a fragmentation and from a structural level, some of the entities that are already established, like animal shelters, rescue groups, and stuff like that, they still need help, education, they need support, and oftentimes there's no beacon or no overt path to say, okay, well, we're doing the good frontline grunt work, but we also need some help as well. But it seems like that's part of what's enveloped in your mission, right? Is helping on a structural level, like trying to provide some support services and
that's the core mission. And a lot of things in rescue, and I've talked about this in every show I've ever been on, is people who are in rescue tend to approach this from an emotional standpoint. And approaching it from emotions, you're doomed to fail.
Yeah, Fred tells us that. Fred Cray, our legal expert, tells us that all the time. It's like you got to leave the emotion kind of.
There's no emotion to it. I mean, as much as I love animals, I'm a vegetarian. I try to do my best to save as many animals as I can. I don't approach it emotionally. I approach it strategically, and that comes back from my martial arts background we were talking about over at Roscoe's. There was such a concept, or such a misconception, I should say, that it's about, I got to save this dog because he's going to die if I don't save him. The problem is, while you're saving that one, 10 other ones are being killed, 100 other ones are being killed. And if we don't stop them from going into the top of the funnel, we'll never get them all out of the bottom of the funnel.
That's right. See, that's one of the things that, that I'm trying to focus on with some of our new ventures, and we want to do as a show. Robert, I want to ask you, in terms of some of the solutions, because that's what I try to focus on with the show a lot, is we recognize all the problems, but some of the solutions. So if it's something that we can do in 2014 to join forces with you to support what you're doing, or to promote what you're doing, or to do whatever you're doing with you, to help cut down, because this new venture that we're going to be doing, it's called Breeder X, and we'll get into more about that later, everybody. But what you just said, I recognize these rescue groups. They rescue 4 dogs out of the back door, and it's 8 dogs coming in the front door.
That's right.
So being dropped off. So we have to, what I call, stop the bleeding by stopping the breeding. Start.
One of the things I thought that what Robert said was cool is that, as a creative person, using his photography was like his initial vehicle to kind of get things started. And as filmmakers, that's one of the things that drew me in, was to try to use the media to help cut down on some of these problems or make a dent and stuff, because it is something that can be used powerfully and creatively and aesthetically, kind of approach it in different ways. And I think that that's really cool. I really want to see some of those photographs. Maybe, I don't know if you're still doing it, but maybe some of the older stuff that got you inspired. I think the media, what we're doing, streaming stuff and chat rooms and social media. I mean, it's all of this stuff is really, we have tools available to us to kind of make more of a dent now more than ever, I think.
All right, but with that, Robert is going to be here with us for a while. So why don't we try to get our legal beagle in somewhere here?
Yeah, we're going to Skype in our buddy Fred Cray. He's our legal pit bull legal news expert. Fred's just awesome. He's down there in Florida, palling around and stuff like that. He chimes in with us each week that we're on to tell us, bring us up to date, kind of on what the current state of issues are out there, and also give us some advice on how to approach different issues. So when Fred is available, we'll Skype him in.
Fred,
If you're listening, Fred,
let's
go ahead and
let's
call
go to a
in.
break, and we'll get Fred to come on. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're going to take a break real quick, and you guys stay tuned. You're watching Conversation with a Pitbull.
Pitbull.
How about a pitbull?
Pitbull really works.
Pitbull. Release the dog in you. Pitbull energy drink.
Sugar-free, now in 3 new flavors: cranberry, pink grapefruit, pomegranate, blueberry, and cherry lime. Pitbull, tasty experience. When you need a pickup, it's the
What's up, boys?
Pitbull.
You got to hit accept.
You're right on time. I think we got Fred. Let me channel him. Let me see. What is it? Inny Beanie, Killy Beanie. Or I think Barney, what was it? Bullwinkle and Rocky and Bullwinkle. You know? Fred, are you out there?
I am out there.
See, it still works. Are they friendly spirits? hey, happy welcome 2014 there, Mr. Cray.
Well, a lot of things have happened. You know, your daughter got married.
I know, man.
Dan married. There's been a lot of marital bliss on your set.
Yeah, you know, that whole Pitbull thing is just like that, you know.
Feel free to take credit for that, Fred. I know you're no stranger to taking credit for stuff, you know. So, yeah, these rings are you're doing.
This is rough, man.
Hey, man, but also with that, you know, just taking care of the in-house stuff, you know, mom and you moved everybody.
Well, I moved books, but I haven't moved my parents yet.
Okay, well, when you move them, hold it, wait a minute, we have walking into the studio, and the president of Pitbull Energy Drink is dropping off some product. How are you, sir?
Wow.
Whoa, look at this. Look at, wait, we just got it.
He's always trying to take stuff for himself.
Thank you. And you can give to Robert around the corner. Robert
These
has
are frosty and ice cold as well.
Yeah, they cold. Robert hasn't had
I've never
any.
tasted this.
Yeah, they got sugar free.
Oh, I don't care about sugar.
You got a sugar free.
As long as it's meat free, I'll
This
eat it.
the original.
But Fred, tell us, buddy, what's been going on, man? I know it's been a minute since we talked with you, so tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Things have gone on. A lot of things have gone on. I don't know if you guys have followed the Olympic Animal Sanctuary story, which started out last year. There were more than 100 dogs warehoused in a place, and they went out there and protested, and the owner basically took all the dogs in a trailer and drove off. And these dogs were all supposed to be dangerous dogs and dogs that couldn't be adopted out. And he took them out to Arizona, and they built kennels out there, and now they're all being adopted out. And it's a much happier ending to that story than anyone thought it would be. Everyone, you know, the place where they were kept was really, the pictures looked really awful. I don't know if the media oversold it, that it was, but you thought dogs might be dying in there. And a lot of the dogs have turned out not to be dangerous and have already been adopted into foster homes. So,
well, I was reading some stuff earlier today about this Olympic stuff where they hired some company out there to get rid of all the stray dogs, like to kind of clean things up for the guests that were coming for the Olympics. Did you hear anything about that, Fred?
I did hear about that. You're talking about the Sochi Olympics. They hired a pest control company to come in and get all the stray dogs.
A pest control company.
Yes, and the fear is that they're going to euthanize them. And so some rescues have come up and tried to go out and get these dogs. These dogs really are not like stray dogs that you would think. They're all pretty well good weight. They're like community dogs. This is not a new thing. It happened in Beijing when they had the Beijing Olympics. They did it there. They also stopped serving dog in Beijing as a meal when the Olympics were there. It happened at the Olympics before that. It's all about giving visitors a more palatable view of their city. So yeah, I have heard about that.
The dude was on there talking real crazy. He was talking real crazy. Like he was like they had an interview with him on like ABC or whatever, and he was like, dogs in general are just biological trash, and these like he actually said what would happen if somebody flew off the ski jump and a dog came running at the bottom of the slope and clipped his legs. Nobody wants that, so we have to get rid of all these dogs.
They got that many dogs?
I'm like I don't know. I mean, it was just.
Well, first of all, most dogs are not running around in the snow.
Yeah, right,
areas.
right.
Hanging out at the ski slope, right?
I don't think any dog could get through the security there.
Yeah, they've got it pretty.
Hey, you know what?
Trump tight there.
I forgot. Fred, welcome back and everything. I wanted to say first, I'm going to introduce you to Robert, but we left off the chat thing, man. We forgot to announce that the live chat is back because, that I know that's been a big part of our show in the past in 2013, and since this is 2014, we talked about everything else and we haven't pumped up our chat. So everybody, if you're watching this, the chat is available. Feel free. But
so besides the Olympic stuff, Fred, what's and the Arizona stuff? What else you got on your mind? What else is the people need to know about?
Well, there's a lot of crazy things going on. There was a story in the news that a firefighter got demoted because he was talking about on a Facebook page about how to kill pit bulls using duct tape. And people heard about it and complained to the fire department, and he got demoted. And the only reason he didn't get fired was because they're afraid that he would start some kind of litigation. We had on our show last week a lady who follows the page that he's on, which is called the Pit Bull Propaganda Machine Exposed. They do a lot of crazy things, and they're actually going to take a transcript of our show from last week and post it on their page and argue about it. So that's interesting.
How do you mess up being a firefighter? I mean, like, you're a firefighter. All you got to do, I mean, what they do is just ridiculous, honorable, noble work. But I'm like, that's like the best, most lovable job. Like, how do you mess up being a firefighter?
But why would you want to kill a dog with duct tape, though? That's the part.
Why would you want to kill a dog?
Well, because the people on the Pit Bull Propaganda Machine Exposed are totally anti-pit bull. I think that if you go to the page, you'll see. And if you listen to our show last week, they are pretty rabid. So, in any case, the best news that we have so far that's positive is that there was news in the HuffPost today. There was an article posted that 6 states are trying to pass bills that would prevent breeds from being targeted. Those are Maryland, Vermont, South Dakota, Missouri, Utah, and Washington State. The HuffPost reporter, whose name is Aaron Greenwood, is going to be on our show this Tuesday night to discuss, covering pit bulls positively in the media.
Great, that's awesome.
There also have been in the last January is the time when a lot of new bills get put into the legislature. In the last month since you've been off the air, there have been a lot of breed bans rejected. Clayton, Missouri, Breckenridge, Colorado, Garden City, Kansas, Monticello, Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas, Waterloo, Wisconsin. All those places have rejected or repealed breed discriminatory legislation. So I think it's interesting, the news report by Aaron Greenwood. What everybody's saying is maybe the tide has turned against breed discriminatory legislation with all these states coming out. The article by Aaron Greenwood in the Huffington Post is a great article. It talks about the fact that it costs money to have these, that it doesn't work, etc. So,
well, before we let you go,
new year for pit bulls.
Well, before we let you go, Fred, I wanted to get you to tell us that even that kind of progress. Like, what do you feel that that's most attributed to? Like, what is the direct cause, or what are the things that the community is doing to kind of make those strides? And what do you feel like right now is helping the most, or what do you think is precipitating that kind of change?
I think what's happened is that the science and the objectivity and the advocacy is catching up with a lot of these places. And I think that people are coming out. I know guys know Josh Liddy. He tried to do something in Riverside. Nobody showed up. Mandatory spay-neuter for pit bulls, and now they're trying to do it in Pasadena. He single-handedly got all these people together. They went and testified. Everybody was against it, and so I think a lot of that is getting people out there. But I think that more and more, I think that the anti-pit bull people, that their sources and their data are being trashed. why you guys, from January until now, a new article has come out which talks about the real factors in pit bull bites, co-occurrences. It's a peer-reviewed article from JAVMA, and basically it debunks everything that dogsbite.org and the data that they keep says. And so you can take that article with you to your county meeting and city meeting and debunk all of the fear-mongering that the other side has been using.
Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, it gets us fired up, and just hearing that strides are being made and little dents are being made. I really feel that everything, no matter how little it is, people, whether it's doing the stuff that individuals can do, like rescue and transport, getting involved in the actual community, but also getting up and going down to these town hall meetings and these council meetings and writing letters or banging on people's doors or whatever. Everything helps. But anyway, that's our buddy Fred Cray. Fred, we hate to let you go. I'm so glad to see you, buddy. We're gonna get things going in a serious way this year. Make sure you guys tune into the Pit Bulletin Legal News. That's Fred Cray's show. Fred, tell them when it airs.
It airs 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday night, and every show is archived on Blog Talk Radio.
Awesome. That's Fred Cray, our Pit Bull legal news expert. We're going to be right back with more conversations with a Pit Bull with Foster and Danny and our in-studio guest, Robert. So you guys stay tuned.
All right, guys. Bound Angels, baby.
Yeah.
Take care, Fred.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. With a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
All right, we're back. You guys are watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live. It's a internet-based radio and streaming live video show where we're trying to address and have some real talk about animal issues, try to bring some light on to not only the people that are helping solve some of the problems, but also try to entertain you guys. I know we're not much to look at, but
Speak for yourself.
Right. Anyway, we're sitting here with our good buddy Robert. He's with an organization called Bound Angels. What do you think about some of the stuff that Fred was talking about, Robert? He was saying that there's some advances, like some strides are being made, with some of the legislation.
A lot of strides are being made. I work a lot with an attorney, local attorney here. We fought a lot of cases, a lot of bite cases, pit bull cases in particular. But one thing I want to kind of focus on is that we talk about pit bulls, and I think what's interesting about the show being called Conversations with a Pit Bull is because pit bulls are everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, you and I are pit bulls because we're discriminated against. And it's not about being this specific breed. It's about people discriminating against animals that they don't know and things that they're afraid of.
Yes.
And I think in general, when we don't understand something, then we kind of isolate it and we want to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's a race of people or a breed of dog, that's what's going on in the world and has gone on. So as Foster and I were talking about before, times are changing. Now we're actually in this information age where anybody can get on the internet and get information. Like Fred's information about, you want to get the real information? Here it is. The one thing we're clear on is pit bulls are not dangerous towards people as much as other breeds are. For example, I train dogs in Schutzen. Shepherds are much more likely to bite a person than pit bulls. Doesn't make them any better, it doesn't make them any worse, but we need to understand the media and the hype that goes on around all this crap and see where the truth lies. So if we want to say pit bulls are bad for reason X, then we need to make sure that reason X is true.
That's right.
And by scaring people and saying, oh, they kill babies, well, sudden infant death syndrome kills more kids than any pit bull ever has, but we're not illegalizing cribs, are we?
Huh.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
So what are some of the specific things that you guys are doing over at Bound Angels. I know you guys have a couple programs. You got what is it called, like the Shelter Angel Video Program?
Yeah,
like,
that's one of the programs.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Shelter Angel video program is one that I developed totally on accident because someone wanted to know about a dog that I was looking at one of the shelters. And I went down and just on my iPhone videotaped it and then put it in iMovie and made a movie about it. Well, 200 videos later, every single video we did every single dog we did a video on was saved.
Wow.
All those videos can be seen on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/boundangels,
right,
there's over 200 videos there, and they show every single dog that I did a video on, and every single one of those dogs was saved.
Wow.
So I then taught that program in the book that I wrote called Selling Used Dogs nationwide. And we put it into practice at the Ventura County Animal Services Shelter. And I'll tell you, every single dog we did a video on there got saved. So it's not by accident.
Yeah.
Right. And how long are those videos, Robert?
They're never longer than 3.5 minutes. I always call them a music video for dogs.
Right.
You know, it's easy. We live in a YouTube generation. Everything's about 30 seconds, 3 minutes.
That's right.
So I can show you what the dog looks like, how the dog interacts, and what you're going to love about this dog in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I can sell you that dog in 3 minutes. And every one of these dogs got sold, got adopted, got in a good home, got rescued or whatever, but they got out of the shelter.
Okay. So did we, and I know everyone can go to the website and everything, but did we specifically say, let everybody know what Robert does at Bound Angels and how he goes into the shelters and
we talked about their mission. That's kind of like what I was asking about, some of the specific programs that he has. Like I know the video program was just one thing, but like what is your daily or routine, or like is this a full-time thing, or what is your daily
It is full time. I mean, it's pretty much dogs have kind of manifested into my life completely. So
welcome to the world.
Right.
Welcome to our life.
Right. So the main cause of Bound Angels is information and action. So for me to pull dogs out, there's plenty of rescuers saving dogs. There's plenty of people pulling dogs out of the shelters. There's two things we need to do. One, we need to prevent dogs from getting into the shelter system. That's only going to happen through education and through action. So we need to get dogs spayed and neutered, but most importantly, we need to get people to be responsible with their animals. They need to understand the dog needs to be trained. The dog needs structure. We can't just bring a pit bull or a Pomeranian into a home and not give it structure and expect it to be a good dog.
And
you're looking for that too. I mean, that's dogs. I was looking at something. I mean, it's a little tangent or whatever, but I'm always looking at little dog stories and stuff like that. And there was a little blurb about why do dogs tilt their heads when when they're listening to you, or when you're making noises or whatever. And it's like because one of the things they were saying is like dogs are. They're trying to pick up sounds and stuff that they associate with rewards.
Correct.
And it's like, so they're looking for familiar tones and things like that, and that's why they look at you, because their ears, they flap them back a certain way because they're waiting for that kibble noise or whatever. But it's just they're looking for training, and they get a lot of enjoyment out of the work. You see how happy they are when you see trainers like working with dogs. I mean, dogs are like, they're happy. Like, I'm sorry. Keep going.
But that's the exact point, because dogs look to bond with their human. That's only going to happen through training.
Right.
So I always tell people, I don't train my dog because I want to win a title, although I have. I don't want to train my dog because I want him to be the best trained dog, because he is. But I want to train my dog because it cements the relationship, the core love, the core understanding we have with each other.
Yeah, and it makes it more fun for both of you guys living together.
Right. So why would you deny the dog that? It's like getting a bicycle and never putting air in the tires.
Yeah, exactly. You started to make a Freudian slip that was perfect, because he said, well, you bring a new dog home, whether it's this kind of dog, and he started to say child. But I was saying add the child, because it's the same thing.
It doesn't matter.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
My favorite little saying is that a dog is just like a child, to the point of if you have a child or a dog and you don't give it love, you don't educate it, you don't hug it, sooner or later it will do the perp walk.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
One of my favorite sayings is, yes, I will have fries with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, but exactly. But I mean, there will be a animal control officer with a pole, you know, somewhere around your property, there will be a set of handcuffs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somewhere around your property,
Yeah.
sooner or later, if you don't, you know, you just can't throw a dog in the backyard.
Right.
Well, I know you probably come across a lot of different, not only organizations but individuals. Can you share with us like some people or some organizations that you've come in contact with recently that really either inspired you or maybe helped teach you a valuable lesson or maybe reinvigorated you for what it is that you're doing? Are there people that you come across and be like, hey man, you know what? I met these people over here, or I met this dog. He's a, you know.
Man, I mean, you know what inspires me a lot? I mean, there's so many rescues, you know, from Melanie Sanders, who introduced me to Foster. You know, remember when we met through Melanie?
Yes.
She's just an amazing person.
Hey, Melanie.
There's so many cool people. I'll tell you what inspires me is the people we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, the people whose name isn't on a commercial,
Right.
you're not getting mail from, the person who loves their dog, who works their ass off every day and saves their money, takes care of their dog, trains their dog. The people who are in the shelters saving dogs. The people who work in the shelters who really care.
Yeah.
You know?
And Oprah.
And Oprah.
Yeah, no, that's a favorite of mine, as you know. You know,
Yeah,
sooner
yeah,
or later,
yeah.
Oprah will sit in this studio,
Yeah.
and we will have her dog with, you know. But so go ahead.
right.
That's another story.
But that's the point is it's what inspires me, and what really inspires me too is the dogs. You know, when I walk through the kennels and I see hundreds of dogs and their faces just looking up at me, and they're holding out hope that they're going to get out of there. That inspires me because, you know, I don't think any human being could ever be as forgiving as a dog is.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's what bugs
That's
me
right.
out about how people treat them. Like I don't know. I mean, all you got to do is just take a trip down to your local animal shelter and just look at these dogs or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you'll get the ones that are, you know, they have, you know, they've been cooped up or whatever. And they may be a little, you know, fired up or whatever. But the majority of them, you look in those eyes and you just see, like you said, they're us. Like they're the best part of us.
Yep.
Like the selflessness and that unconditional love. I mean, I get inspired by the dogs themselves
Yep.
as well. I mean, I get a chance to meet people as well, but sometimes you meet some dogs. Like my friend Nicole, she's with an organization called Dogs Without Borders. She has a little Chihuahua type dog, and they were out hiking. Dog got bit by a rattlesnake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you see a little dog like that puff up, like
Yeah.
face and all that or whatever, and I'm like, this dog fought though. Like he fought so that he could get him to the vet.
He made it?
and he made it.
Did
You know
he
what
suck-
I'm saying? And
did
it's like
they-
now
did
he's
he
back.
suck the poison
he's
out?
back down to regular, back down to regular size. You know, back down to regular size, like eating.
Yeah.
You know, eating the way he was eating and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Somebody out there watching. I know people. You got health issues. You got family issues. You got all kind of stuff. But just take a little bit from these little dogs. That there's a reason to fight, and there's better days ahead. So you guys keep at it. And
Hey, well, listen, we're going to take a break because I want to get Paula Archer on because, again, this is our first show back, but I want to get in our adoption stuff, you know, and let her do that segment. I know she's got at least 5, maybe 8 dogs we want to get on screen.
Absolutely.
And before we go, I want to... Robert was talking about social media and everything and technology. You know, you guys were saying that. I want to give, you know, thanks and props to all our people out there with that case that everybody called the Virginia police department with that dog on YouTube, where the guy, well, actually put it on Facebook with a kid where he slapped a puppy and spun the puppy around 360. He slapped him so hard, it's just like, pow, you know, and they thought it was funny and ended up, you know, getting arrested and stuff. It was a wonderful thing, you know. So I just want to say everybody all over the world that called in and, you know, made calls, you know, that shows the power of social media, you know, and we can change the world. So let's go to the commercial and we come back and hopefully, Paula, we can
Skype her in and get these these dogs adopted.
Right.
You know.
Okay, we'll
you
be
guys
right
stay
back.
tuned. We're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull live.
You're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live, a show about dogs, the people that love them, and real issues. Brought to you by Pit Bull Energy Drink. Available in a wide variety of flavors, guaranteed no aftertaste. CWAPB Live will be right back after this dog fact of the day.
Dogs are about as smart as a 2 or 3-year-old child. This means they can understand about 150 to 200 words, including signals and hand movements with the same meaning as words. Please support your local rescue groups. They do more to support.
Hello.
Hey guys, we're back. You're just watching some commercial spots for our sponsor, Pitbull Energy Drink. Make sure you guys go get a case. A lot of places there, they should be in places where you can get them. If not, go to their website. It's good stuff, you know.
Right. You can go to drinkpitbull.com.
Yeah, right.
It's Pitbull Energy Drink, or just somewhere around the website right now. You can just probably hit a link, but all right.
Yeah,
so
somewhere where you'll see some fine gentlemen hanging outside of your local liquor store and stuff with the T-shirts and dreads. It's probably in there as well.
Yeah.
If
So
not, you got to come out here to LA and sit with us in the studio. You know you're welcome, and
That's right.
we'll hook you up. You saw the owner came in. He didn't want to show his face. He's like Dr. Claw and Inspector Gadget or whatever. But he dropped off some frosty beverages for us, so we definitely appreciate that. But part of what we want to do on this show, besides entertain you and bring in guests to share some information, is try to get some of these dogs adopted. There's tons of dogs, more than we can even name, that are out there that are in need of our help. But our resident adoption specialist is our good friend Paula Archer. She chimes in with us each week to help us get some of these dogs rescued. Paula, are you there?
Yes. Hi, guys.
hey, honey, how are you?
Hey, Danny.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You?
Good. Say hello to Robert.
Hey, Paula.
Robert, good to meet you.
It's good to meet you, too.
So Paula's got some dogs that are available in different areas that they have a couple little stories, and she'll tell you where they're available. So we've got that first picture up, right, Chris, from these dogs that are available. Go ahead, Paula. Let us know who we've got on deck.
Okay. First, we have Lucas. Lucas is a special boy. He's 2 years old, and he's partially deaf. That doesn't seem to slow him down at all. He is good with other dogs and already has some basic training. Lucas is happy, sweet, and easygoing. This wonderful boy will make anyone's life brighter. His smile will light up the room. Lucas is waiting to meet you. For more information about Lucas, please email labradorandfriends@yahoo.com or call 619-990-7455. Next up, we have Sugar. Sugar is really happy to meet you, and she is a 5-month-old American Staffordshire Terrier mix. She weighs in at about 28 pounds. She was turned into a shelter with her litter mates when they were about 8 weeks old. They were in pretty bad condition. The nice people at Labradors and Friends saw them and busted them out of there. They took them to the vet, got them some of the needed care and proper nutrition, some good baths, and now they're all good. They're ready to go. They're ready to start their new lives. And for more information about Lucas or Sugar, you can email labradorandfriends@yahoo.com or you can call 619-990-7455.
Make sure you have the right picture. Okay,
Somebody's
who's up
got
next?
a cough.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Winter cold. Okay, I've got another set. If we're ready to do those now.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. We have, the third dog we have today is Clarissa. Clarissa came in as a stray, and she's a very sweet, gentle soul. The shelter thinks she's a fairly young girl, probably 2 to 3 years old. Clarissa has clearly been bred. She likes all people and tends to like other dogs as well. She would make a great member of your family. Next up, we have Nicholas. Nicholas is a cutie. Nicholas is 3 to 4 years old, and he was the victim of a house fire. His owner was devastated to have to give him up, but there was nowhere for him to go with Nicholas. This special boy is sad without his dad and just wants to go home. His owner is trying to find him a foster home, but if he can't, we want to help this gentle boy find a forever home. Nicholas would make you a great new friend. And both of those dogs are located at the California City Animal Shelter, and that's in California City, California. Shelter is open daily, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Their number is 760-373-1115. Next, we have Canelo. Canelo is a great guy. He's between 4 and 5 years old. He's in a foster home right now, but he'd really like to have a home of his own. He's good with children and some other dogs. He's house trained and crate trained. He likes to ride in cars, and he's very active. As you can see by the picture, he's come a long way since being dumped in a kill shelter, and now he's ready for his forever home. You can contact his foster mom for a meet and greet, and her email address is F as in Frank for littlemonkeys@yahoo.com. And if you need any of these addresses or phone numbers, feel free to give me a message on Facebook and I will get you the information. We have a couple more. And next up we have Luna. Luna is available for adoption. She's a vivacious 1-year-old pit bull. She has a beautiful coat and she's very sweet and she gets along well with other dogs and children. She's a love bug and she's very silly. She loves to play and she's up to date on all of her shots and she's spayed. Up next we have Mr. Bean. Meet Bean. Bean is such a joy to be around. He has so much love. He is absolutely the best kisser that there is, and he loves having his belly massaged. He is a medium energy doggy, so he won't mind laying around on the sofa and watching movies with you. Bean is an older gentleman. He's 8 to 9 years old, neutered, up to date on all of his shots, and he is looking for his forever home. Number 8 is Marley. Marley, what a great gal. She's super sweet. She's of medium build, short black hair, and she enjoys walks, playing fetch, gets along very well with other dogs, and Marley is about 1.5 years old, and she's funny. She hops like a sheep when she gets excited, so that's pretty cute. Please contact us if you are interested in making her an additional family member. If you have questions regarding Luna, Mr. Bean, or Marley, give Brandy a call at 619-504-9086 to set up your meet and greet, or you can email her at gratefultalesrescue@yahoo.com. That's all I've got this week.
Right. Hey, there you go. Hey, Paula, you know, it's so funny because me and a couple of those dogs have a lot in common, man.
I was like Mr. Bean. He like belly rubs, and he's a medium energy type of dude.
Yeah, one like to ride in cars and looking for his permanent foster home.
I'm like, man, if I had a Facebook page, I just copy and paste whatever you wrote for that dog and just put them on mine. Yeah. That goes back to what Robert was saying. These dogs are us, man. They got the same qualities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, let me ask you, digressing back to 2013 a little bit. Whatever happened to my man? Did we ever place him?
Sir.
Yeah?
No, we didn't. As far as I know, he's still in a foster home. I'll get a hold of Teresa and ask her, though.
Yeah, ask her about him. And because, I might have to take him personally into my circle and get him placed somewhere, bring him to my place and foster him for a while.
He's got a belly rub fetish over here. That's all he's just looking for something to rub on.
Yeah. What was his name again, Paula?
Sir Lick-a-Lot.
Sir Lick-a-Lot, right?
Is that what they used to call you?
Yeah, something back in the day. That was when I was young.
Well, anyway, guys, that's our good friend Paula Archer. If you guys want more information or you didn't catch it, hit her up on Paws Pit Parade on Facebook, and she'll definitely hook you up and point you in the right direction. foster, adopt. It's so important. I mean, you can transport. There's so many ways to get involved. If you need some resources, I think a good place to go is Bound Angels.
Hey, Bound Angels will hook you up.
Some resources and
if you
they'll point you in the right direction.
If you have any questions, that's a doggone good place to start.
And if you don't have internet connection, just take a trip down to your local animal shelter. There's tons of dogs out there. It's going to be filled up with pit bulls, and they're going to need some love. And believe me, they'll love you back. So
that's right. And they know Robert too. So if you forget what was the name of it, you can always hit us up. Yeah. But Bound Angels, So I'm going to say Paula's gone, right? See, Paula, see you later, baby. And we're hoping that we can get Rita. Rita's been with our show for forever, since
Rita.
like the second, third show or something like that. And I wanted
her
to
son got married right before we went off the air last month too. It was like a bunch of love in the air.
Exactly. And her and Paula, not Fred, but Paula and Rita have been back east in the snow. They're in Missouri and Indiana, and they've been snowed in and cabin fever.
Another reason for you guys to come visit.
So we want to get Rita
both you
to
guys,
Skype
Rita
in.
and Paula. You guys need to come out here and visit us. It's always 75 at least over here. That's cold for us. We got the long sleeves on. It's like 70 today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I want to get Rita to Skype in at some. Is that Rita? Oh, we're gonna let's interrupt everything, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll for the first time in 8 months or whatever it is. Rita Johnson is on the line.
Hey.
Bring her up.
Hey,
are you there, dear?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, we hear you. We hear you.
Where'd you just come from? The red carpet, girl? You looking good?
That's her look.
Oh, thank you.
She just woke up.
Yeah, that's how she just wakes up.
That's right.
Now I'm at a doctor's appointment, so you can't go to the doctor looking all ratty. So.
Man, tell some of those people out here about that, because I've seen some.
But what kind of doctor? That's
looking,
the question.
Night of the Living Dead type people wandering around out here.
Oh,
that
dilated right there.
That doctor's name wasn't Sir Lick-a-Lot, was it?
Dr. Lot Ken is downstairs.
Okay. Hey, Ken, we love you, bro.
What's happening, Rita? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everybody been doing?
Hey, man, you see this, right? That's how I'm doing.
Hold that up again so we can get a good shot of it. You got him, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so we got a married man. So Rita Johnson, this is first time. So we got to get you because we're gonna put together a little sizzle reel so the people that don't know about the show can find out about.
Man, this stuff doesn't even happen without Rita. So
that's right.
Besides the work that she does in the community with these animals and stuff like that, she also produces the show. Which
that's
is
right. So give us a drop, Rita, right now. Say you're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live or something like that.
You're watching Conversations with a Pit Bull Live right here on RMC.
That's right.
Woohoo!
Perfect. I love it.
Jay-Z in it.
Perfect.
So what's going on out there with you guys, Rita? What's going on out there in the Midwest?
Oh, out here in Indiana, we've got a lot of snow, as everybody knows, with everybody else. Doing a lot of filming for new Dr. Dave segments.
There you go. Tell Dr. Dave we said hey.
I will. And I think Kent has just passed by me too. So we've been doing a lot of those.
Hey, if Ken is close, drag him over there in front of the camera, because he's all family too. Because without him, you wouldn't be able to do the great work you've been doing with the show. So.
Oh, he's my best friend, and he really is my support system. So
right.
He's edging out the dogs that you got, because I know the dogs, they compete for those spots. I know mine do.
That's right.
They're like, who's your best friend? Does he do this?
That's right. So hey, we got about 5 minutes left. So Rita, we have a new engineer. Chris is on with us now. So I wanted Chris to get to see you and meet you, and so we're gonna get back and spend the last 5 minutes with Robert.
Well, I wanted to know what are some of the specific things that are going out there in Indiana. What are you working on these days besides you're doing the video stuff? But as the snow keeping you, I know the snow's not keeping you from doing the work that you do. So.
Doing all the things with Dr. Dave, keeping the photography and video business going here. It's really tough in the snow. Also working a lot with Natalie's Second Chance. No-kill dog shelter here in Lafayette, as well as Lori's Kitty Rescue, which is also no-kill. So we're getting geared up for our big pantry drive for the food pantry. So if anybody has anything, if you don't have a shelter in your area, find a shelter in your area that has a pet pantry and start donating, because that's a really wonderful thing that goes on in the communities, and it's very well needed. And if you don't have a shelter that you know of, check around, because there's probably a shelter somewhere that could utilize those things.
That's right. If somebody's in your area, where can they get at you? Because I know you're full of a bunch of information. If they need to just get started, where can they get you at?
Yeah, no, she's not a rescue. Talk about the skillet. You got 30 seconds for the skillet, baby.
On my email, which is rita@ritajohnsonproductions.com. So that's a great way to find me. And they're very welcome to donate to Natalie's and to Lori's Kitty Shelter if they don't have a home shelter.
Okay, and what about the skillet? Tell me about the skillet.
Oh, the Delta Skillet is the online magazine that I'm the editor-in-chief of and creator. And it's a great magazine. It's a variety magazine, not just cooking, as a lot of people think. But we have a lot of things. You're in there.
Well,
you guys got a horror section?
hey, Rita, listen. That's right.
The Foster,
you guys are dealing with mental health issues as well.
That's right. Before you leave, I wanted to leave you with knowing Pitbull Energy Drink. Have you heard about this?
I love Pitbull Energy Drink, and anybody who doesn't have Pitbull, they need to try it. It's the best thing out there. They're going to love it.
All right, dear. Well, we're going to let you go. Love you so much, man.
That's our partner.
Love you guys, too.
That's our partner, Rita Johnson. She's out there in Indiana, and it lets you know the power of this media. It's like she's able to produce and put this show together from states away, you know what I mean?
Right.
And have time to get up and jazz herself up and go to the doctor looking like that. I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong business. I need to go get my medical degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a couple minutes left.
I want to throw it back to Robert, and say whatever it is that you want to get out there, let everybody know and how we can help and support what you do.
A couple of good points. Like Rita just said something. She goes, if you don't have a shelter in your area, well, if you don't have a shelter in your area, you don't know your area.
Yeah, right.
Every area's got a shelter.
That's right. That's what I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing, people always say, I don't want to go to a shelter because it's just really sad because I know there's animals being killed there. But you not visiting that shelter further propagates that problem.
Yep.
And if you don't get out to your shelter, you think, well, I'm not going to go there because it's a really sad place. You're further propagating the pain that these dogs go through. If you go to the shelter, try to meet people at the shelter. Just say, I'm going to walk through the shelter once every month. I'm going to take somebody there. I'm going to make people more aware of it. If you want a sad thing to change, if you want a bad thing to change, expose it to light.
Yeah.
So,
and they need help. You know what I mean? It's like you can do much more than just taking a dog out of there and adopting a dog. It's like a lot of the good people that we have there that are helping with the animal's behavior and doing some clerical stuff. I mean, you find everybody from kids to elderly people to people that are actually like really have a strong dog background. There are tons of ways that you can get involved, right, Robert?
Tons of ways. Yeah. And plus, you could donate something. If you want to donate $10 a month, you could buy some metal bowls. You could buy some dog treats. You could buy some Kongs, you could buy some beds or something. Make a difference, you know what I mean? And that's the key thing. The more you try to make a difference, the better you make the world.
That's right.
Change it.
We need a better world.
Amen.
All right.
How about your organization? How can people get in contact with Bound Angels and help support your guys' mission?
Well, the best thing to do is to, like us on Facebook.
What's the Facebook page?
It's facebook.com/boundangels. Visit the website, boundangels.org, and most importantly, get people to understand what we're trying to do, which is educate shelter staff, shelter employees, and shelter volunteers so that people understand canine behavior and marketing. Once we understand what we're looking at in the dogs, we can easily get them adopted.
Hey, you can't say it much better than that.
That's right.
If you need a spokesperson for your organization, man, I know he probably doesn't have any free minutes in his schedule, but the brother is awesome on camera and with the organization and the work they're doing. So.
All right. So we've got about 45 seconds left, so I want to say to everybody, Conversations with a Pitbull Live, we're back 2014. let's make a better world.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's had an animal that's passed away since the last time that we've been on air. Much love to Cinnamon with Rosie and
Cinnamon.
I mean, there's too many. There's too many to name, you know. But
that's right. Cinnamon is that's one of our announcements. Thank you, Danny. Cinnamon's going to be a guest host in with us, so it'll be 3 of us up in here sometimes, you know. But she's so busy all over the world doing what she does and the whole 9 yards. But she's got a home right here.
If you've got some dogs that you know that need adoption or rescue, make sure you hit up Paula at Paws Pit Parade on Facebook. If you got some interesting stories or whatnot, hit us up on our Facebook, CWAPB, and that's it. We're back.
We're back and black.
We're going to be doing our thing to help bring you guys entertainment and also try to educate you on some of the animal issues. Much love to Rita Johnson, Paula Archer, Fred Cray, Anita, and everybody else in the chat rooms. The show is what it is because of you guys. We love you. Take it
Cheryl,
easy.
We're out. Robert?
Thanks for having me here. It was awesome. I hope to come back.
All right, brother.
I'm a pit bull, and I approve this message.
Go by. I thought I'd take a moment and give you a little bit